There has been proposals throughout the years for a two-state organization. Is that inside? Is that even possible at this point?
No, not at all. Right now, the number one thing that needs to happen is Israel needs to stop the bombing campaign. Then, after stopping the bombing campaign, the Gaza Strip must be allowed to be free. And whether that's in two states or one state, I don't care. But the main thing now is Palestinians are owed their rights. And we can't keep kicking this down for yet another year. Look, I've been involved for many, many years. And the problem for me as a Palestinian was that each and every U.S. administration made promises to us, and then each and every U.S. administration kicked the can, as we would say in English, to the next president. So when I started working, it was President Clinton, and he then kicked the can to President Bush. President Bush held on to this, he's president for 8 years, then kicked the can to President Obama. Obama was president for 8 years, he kicked the can to Trump. Trump was president for 4 years, he kicked the can to Biden. And so nobody has ever looked at this and said, what does it mean for Palestinians to be living under 56 years of military occupation? And I can explain it to you so that your viewers, your listeners can understand. The occupation is violent. To maintain the occupation, it can only be done through violence. So we as Palestinians, we don't live freely. We live behind walls, behind checkpoints. In order to be able to move from one place to another, we need Israeli permission. In order to be able to do the simplest things like build a house, we need Israeli permission. But then it's not just a question of movement. They then try to crush anybody who tries to raise their head a little bit. So if you're a Palestinian who believes in nonviolence, they'll imprison you, as we've seen with other people. If you're a Palestinian who believes in the boycott, divestment, sanctions movement, they also try to get rid of you. Every aspect of our lives is controlled by Israel. So we wake up in the morning to Israeli violence. We go to bed with Israeli violence. And we've been doing this for 56 years. There hasn't been one generation of Palestinians who have lived with any level of freedom. So when we talk about two-state or one state, at this time it's all fantasy. It's all fantasy. And instead what we need to focus on is stopping Israel because it's committing genocide. It's committing genocide.